Thanks for joining me. This is Harrison with Shut Up and Play. The TennoCon hype is real, and I've been having trouble sleeping, so I was going to go off a script and all that for this video, but I'm just too tired to deal with any of that. Many of us are wondering what's coming with TennoCon and the reveals that are going to happen. I've got some thoughts about that, and instead of being patient and waiting for them to, do their thing and reveal everything, I kind of wanted to try and guess at some stuff to see how it turns out. So, I think that eventually, not at release, or at least not physically with our operators and Warframes, we'll be going to the Tau system. I feel like that'll be a future update. But what I do think is more immediate is this talk of an eclipse. It's been mentioned a few times by Velimir and Minerva and Rusalka. And I feel like it's significant because I know it's just an inside thing between Minerva, Velimir, and Rusalka. And that's Velimir and Minerva saying, "On the empty crossroads, seek the eclipse." And if you've completed all of the lore fragment hunting in the Isle Weavers update, you'll get a piece of mail from question marks along with some trophy things to display in your orbiter, but along with the message, "For when Sol and Lua align, the lost shall find their way home." And I think this is extremely significant, because that mail is sent after Rusalka is possessed or in a partnership with the Indifference. And one thing to note is Sol and Lua could not align in an eclipse until we had to pull Lua out of the void to save ourselves from Hunhao and the Stalker. So I've been wondering if we've been secretly working for the Indifference for much longer than we could have possibly thought. Another odd line that threw me off during the 1999 quests was this here.
Murmur expelled. Tau is in sight.
And it threw me off because we have no interest in going to Tau as a player. Like, that's an Orokin and possibly Eldritch entity type of thing. Because if you remember, the last time we saw Albrecht, he was kind of messed up from being beat to hell by the Indifference and such, and a little bit earlier. Even like the last time we see him, he's still beat up right before the Indifference snatches him away. So, why would we want to go to Tau? In order to go to Tau, we would need to be able to bypass the Wall of Loke, right? And the Wall of Loke is the Indifference. And I feel like the Indifference is leading us down a certain path. Because if we need to get through a wall, we need a door, right? And what if the man in the wall is that door to get to Tau? But a door might need a key. And I think this key's been hiding right under our nose for a very, very long time. And we just kind of chalked it up to being just nothing. But this character got reworked recently into more of a significant role, especially for the new player experience and for the end game as well with the hard mode difficulties. And that character is none other than Captain Vor. That's right, the meme lord here since olden days with his Ianos key. But what exactly is the Ianos key? It's been asked before. And do you know what Ianos is? Ianos is the god of beginnings, transitions, gates, and doorways. It looks like a void key, like any other void key, but the void keys have been, outmoded. There's only like a couple references now and here and there to them, except for Vor's key. And his Ianos key has given him powers very similar to ours as an operator and drifter. Could this key possibly be part of Wally? And how would that even work? Where would it even fit into the storyline, let alone into, the Wall of Loke and the Indifference? Could it possibly just fit right into his head? What if this key is what Wally is suggesting we need to get for him in order to travel to Tau, disguised as Albrecht and Trotty? What if we give him that key and it unlocks part of the Indifference's power, as well as giving us a pathway to Tau? But when would we even install a key like that? Like, could it possibly be during, an eclipse? And the spiritual significance behind an eclipse is a time of transformation, renewal, and heightened intuition. A time when everything is bathed in black, the void, absence of any sight. I believe that will open either a doorway to go into the void, or a gateway through Tau, or possibly even just unleashing the Murmur more steadily across the origin system. And that's kind of my speculation on this. Mechanically, how would that even work, right? How would DE change the origin system to be bathed in darkness? We already went through this where they changed a lot of the star chart when Ballast took over, right? So it wouldn't be unheard of for them to do it again for the Void, or even possibly do an alternate version where we go into the Void and see Void origin system, where we have to confront the Murmur and Wally directly. And we might even have to defeat Wally or the Indifference. But how would we do that? Mechanically, with keeping the ever-present threat around with the new seeming faction with the faction mods against the Murmur coming up. We wouldn't be able to outright kill the Indifference because all of our technology is based on Void tech, and I believe the Indifference is the embodiment of the Void, like it is the consciousness of the Void. And if we destroy it, then all of our tech, including our Warframes, being able to travel the star chart, any of that, Void jumps, Void powers are all gone. And we can't just give Wally his finger back and hope for the best, like, alright, bye, see you later. We know you'll just not deal with us anymore, because if we seal off the Void completely, it's the same outcome that would be going on there. Like, we wouldn't be able to use any of our tech. So we have to find a way to come to either an understanding or a partial sealing of the Indifference, and I believe that that's something the Drifter and Operator have been doing all along. What is their real power? It isn't the Void, that's Wally. But what is our power is empathy. We empathize. We heal the hurt in things that are hurting. And if you break down the Indifference, he was just a nothingness. He was not a thing. And then introduced into him was Albrecht. And it saw Albrecht, and Albrecht saw it, and he feared. He saw fear, genuine terror, so that is what the Indifference sees itself as. It became the embodiment of fear in our galaxy, and what do we fear is the unknown. We don't know what it is, so we fear it. And everything that gets introduced into the Void also fears it. So it just further inflates this image that it has to portray of fear. Like, it's a mirror of everything that it sees, and all it sees is fear. And I think we just have to figure out a way to empathize with this being and make it feel okay and heal its hurt, so we can bypass it and go to Tau if that's where we're headed, which I think that we are eventually. Probably next year's expansion would be my guess, and this year's big thing is going to be the Eclipse. Anywho, that's my time. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of my subscribers and everybody that watches these videos. I know I don't do long form very often, and it's just, I don't know, I'm just getting used to talking in front of people. It's not something I'm generally comfortable with. But I really hope that this helps, or that it's right, or just speculation. I really enjoy this franchise, Digital Extremes as a company, and mostly the community. Like, a lot of people I interact with are really great people. That being said, I'm Harrison with Shut Up and Play. Thank you for watching. If at all interested, I have released 2 Warframe themed fan albums. They are out now on all major streaming platforms. The first one is called This Is Who We Are by Shut Up and Play. And the second one is The Second Dreamer, or not parentheses, colon, blah, 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 blah. And the second album is going to be a paired album, and it is The Second Dreamer, colon, Soul, as in the sun in Warframe. I have a third album already finished. I might add a track or two depending on what happens at TennoCon. And that one is set to release in October because it has a lot of spookier songs on it, and that covers the lore from 1999 till right now. I really hope you enjoy everything. Thank you so much. Take care.
Welcome to the ride, where the wires twitch and the corpses talk. We carry the plague, we swallow the shark. Welcome to the ride. Hope's gone brittle and time runs slow, but down in the marrow we still know. Welcome to the ride.